first and foremost, I have to say congratulations on Maxine's baby, the Tyler Perry story, Armani, Gelila. Are you taking in this moment?
We're trying.
Yeah,
it's hard. We're still in cloud nine.
Yeah, it's surreal.
Yeah, I can imagine it's a lot. I mean, you're doing, of course, all this press, you have these red carpets, but I hope you are just taking a piece of that time to really be proud of yourselves, because this is huge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, we also like reliving it through the audience eyes. You know, it's very emotional to sit in there and experience and see where the joke lands, when people are emotional.
When people clap.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, because we were like in a basement editing for 2 years, and it's like, this is good, right?
Yeah.
This has to be good.
Is anyone gonna see this?
Yeah, and then eventually we get to see it with crowds now, and it's just like it fills your heart. You know, it's amazing.
Especially Atlanta.
Yes.
Home.
ATL, that energy was rocking yesterday.
Good. I'm glad you felt it, because we are super proud. And, you know, let's go back to the start of this journey. You talk about this 2 years, and I'm sure just even the idea of it all. Gelila, talk a little bit about that, how it came about, and, you know, how we got here.
10 years ago.
Yeah, literally 10 years ago.
You know, I saw this man become busier than ever. It was the end of 2014. And to have the privilege of having a front row seat, how this man works. You know, he just acquired an army base and turning it into a major motion picture studio. He was on tour, writing, directing, producing TV and films. Like, how do you explain to anyone how busy this man is and how fast he works? And it was really about wanting to archive and not miss a moment. And that's how it came about. And then slowly, 10 years.
10
like
years
a joke.
later.
Yeah. And so you pitched this. You say you want to do this. Was Tyler Perry hesitant at first, or how did that conversation kind of go?
I think it was more about, hey, like, I'm filming you. There should be a documentary about you. And it honestly, it wasn't about me saying I want to do it. I didn't think I was capable of. You know, sure, I've done other films before, but this is a huge story.
Yeah.
And he could have picked any A-list director to make this film. And I remember just him looking at me like, then why don't you do it? And again, him sort of believing in the underdog. And in a few years, like, you know, we met by chance through a friend. And he believed in my crazy blind dream and moved to Atlanta, uprooted his life, and I'm so grateful for this.
Yeah, that's my big sis,
guy.
and it's been fantastic. We met for 28 minutes, if that, because she was a new mother. She was just like, hey, you only got 10 minutes.
It was the first time I left my baby at home to meet with him.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes, I have to go home.
So we met. She didn't tell me who the project was on, and something called me to the story, and I was like, you know what, this sounds great, like, whatever you need. And she's like, well, I need you to move to Atlanta. I'm like, all right, I'm leaving.
Wow.
I did.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have really trust in someone. I mean, just like the trust Tyler Perry had in you and you have in Armani. And I know this is your directorial debut, correct?
Feature documentary, yes. But I've directed a lot of like TP shows since, you know, this 10-year process.
Yeah.
And I have a show about Atlanta coming out in February.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to get to that.
We'll get to
Talk about the impact, though, in working on this Tyler Perry story that you kind of wanted to have and what you wanted to bring to the film.
In all honesty, thankfully, we've had 10 years to gain that vulnerability and that trust. But in those 10 years, I've seen 2 studios. And what he has done in order for the community, for our community, to give opportunities to people that may have never had the opportunity is something so beautiful, and I think it's so motivational in terms of it's always something bigger than yourself, because he always says it perfectly, other people's destiny is tied to your dream, so you have to work harder because other people are depending on you. That's what we wanted to absolutely put in this documentary, because that is who Tyler Perry is. It's not his accolades, it's not his success, it's him uplifting other people, and I really hope that it shines through in the documentary.
Absolutely, it does. You two did a phenomenal job with this. And, you know, we talk about his story and just, you know, the work that you put into this film. With such a big name attached to it, was there pressure coming into this when you decided, like, hey, we want to make this? Because not only is it a big name, but this is also somebody's story. And you're like, you know, you want to get somebody's story right.
Yeah. I mean, how do you paint a painter? It's nerve-wracking. You know, we're filming someone who's done it all. And, in any story, even in my past project, the privilege of telling someone's story is such a huge responsibility, because in documentaries, you don't have a, let's repeat, let's do it again. You either get the shot or you don't. So we've had days where we filmed for 16 hours and nothing happened. And there are days you have like
Armani, I gotta remember those.
What'd you get today? Nothing. Try it again tomorrow.
And then something magic happens in 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
that you're in the mercy of just what's happening.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to stay close to the heart. The story of the mogul, the success, it's already there. You can Google it.
Yeah.
But the heart of where this man comes from, and also paying homage to what came before him.
Yeah.
Interviewing these people, not because they're famous, but because they've experienced this big journey, and sharing their perspective was also very important for us, as well as the space of polarity to include his critics was also important for us.
What would you say was the most difficult part about creating this film?
There's a few.
It's a lot.
One, you can take it.
No, I mean, cutting so much
Yeah.
out to condense into less than 2 hours. That's
The
a lot of
hardest
pressure.
part, because it's so much. I'm sure you just want to put in, and it's like you have to make those.
We were
difficult
happy
decisions.
with a 5-hour film.
Yeah. 5-hour film. We were like, maybe a little bit shorter. Maybe just a little bit
smidge.
shorter. Just a little.
Our editor was like, "You two are out of your mind."
Yeah. We will be arguing like, this is why this is so important. It's like, no.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, in a very unique situation, you have the male and female gaze
Yeah.
in one film. It's so important. Like, we both have
Yeah.
a different style, but you see both of our ideas and perspectives coming together.
Yeah.
And we wanted to also make it smooth and the experience of where people are not falling asleep.
Yeah. We wanted it to move and have a life and have a beat to it,
Yeah.
So,
And on the flip side, what was the most memorable part for each of you about creating this?
grand opening.
Really?
Don't. I know you're about to say.
Say it.
Don't. For me, it was the grand opening because it was just a moment in history where obviously you never as a filmmaker want a moment to be bigger than you, because then you'll start looking around but to see just that historic moment, especially for Atlanta as well, was just like inspiring. So like that's my favorite thing of the 10 years.
Yeah, there's a few for me. He
Go
almost
ahead.
died a few
Yeah.
times, but made him more adventurous. He's okay.
Okay.
Because of her, but
I guess hearing Aman, little boy say to his father, "You're my hero." That fatherhood, that love, especially because Tyler experienced so opposite from the experience he has with his son. So again, going back to the human of like this little boy has no idea his father's impact in the world, by the way. He just sees him,
As
what he
dad.
does every day, and that's my hero. That's a favorite moment for
Incredible.
me.
I love that. This is all about, his life and his legacy. But I want to know from each of you, what does your legacy look like to you?
wow, that's a good question.
That's a loaded question.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't. And no, honestly, I don't know. I hope that I don't write my legacy. I hope that the art that I create and the people that I've touched, they're able to say, Armani is this, and this, and we'll carry on what he's tried to express to the world. Hopefully.
Yeah. And I think what this experience has taught me, is that I think about all the young ladies who want to be filmmakers, especially from the part of the world I come from, or girls who look like me, who've never been exposed to anyone with, the actual practice of making something. And I hope if I can inspire others, open the door for others if I can.
Yeah.
That's sort of like what has taught me so much. And it's not just about you, but there's so many people who wish to have the opportunity you have, and what can you do to open that door?
Yeah.
So that's sort of what I'm thinking about. I'm not worthy of thinking about a legacy
Yeah.
yet.
Not just yet. Not just
You
yet.
both
But
are. You're
we
building
started.
it.
We started.
Yeah, you're building it in these moments with the movies such like this. I mean, the impact that it's already having, and being able to see you and you both being that representation for those little girls, for those little boys, for those upcoming filmmakers, for those creatives, and you guys being in the hue that you're in, it means a lot. So thank you for your gifts to this world, both of you, and for starting on your way of creating your own legacies.
Wow.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Very
it.
sweet.
Yeah, and also great
Yeah,
ending question.
thank you.
Thank you both.
Thank you so much. What was your favorite part?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I don't have a favorite part because with documentaries, I get so motivated just seeing them and just seeing the breakdown of how, like, seeing that journey. I think honestly, just being able to witness that, like, from start to beginning, because, you know, just being in the entertainment space, I'm like thinking about things that I had to go through to get to where I am.
Yeah.
And then so really for me, I always just say just motivating. Like when I call my mom after the movie, I'm like, I'm motivated. I want to go do something. Like,
Hey, ask these questions.
I love this.
let me go home and write some questions. I have to go work. I need to start documenting everybody's life. Like, I can't. I just remember walking away feeling just motivated. Honestly, I do.
Amazing.
Yes,
Thank you.